What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome back. Another Reminiscing with Kurt True Stories episode. Hope y'all like that last little story from back in the day, man. It was crazy. Imagine getting arrested 3 times in 1 week. That was nuts, right? Hope y'all like that. First thing I need you to do is hit that subscribe button, man. Come on. Hit that subscribe button so I can keep bringing you these stories. I got this bag, man, full of stories, man. We need to get them all out. And they get, some of them are serious, some of them are funny. Look at that. Just handfuls and handfuls. Some of them are hilarious, man. Some of them are tear jerkers. I don't know. But let's get straight to it, all right? So I try not to make it so long. So here we go. Drum roll, please. Got us one. Let's see what it is. Oh, wow. This is about Scrappy, a homeboy I had who was a white dude. This is about catching his baby eating some dope and how he ended up getting killed, man. So as you can see, I ain't bullshitting you. Crazy fucking story here, but alright, let's get right into it. This one's out of there. So, from the top, with the whistle. So back in the 90s, man, I grew up in Las Vegas. We already covered that. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I've lived all over the country, but, I grew up in Las Vegas for many years. So, this is back in the 90s, dope gang, cocaine era, gang banging. I was a youngster then, really into my thing. And it's around 97, 98. We was downtown hustling, Fremont, for those y'all that know. Shout out to Fremont. We had a homeboy, was a white boy. His real name was Aaron, right? But his nickname was Scrappy. This motherfucker was crazy because he hung with the blacks. He tried to be as down as he could. And there's been a couple times where we put in some work or whatever, and he was right there, had them motherfuckers back. And just like any white boy in the clique, whenever times was rough and we needed a lick, he was the victim. So, like, I can remember a time when, shout out to Miko from the coast, man, back in the day. Coast Blood Projects out in Vegas, man. Miko at one time had the coldest recipe for some of that cake baker. That's another story, but he'd serve a nigga whammy in a heartbeat. That shit'll look real, it'll feel real, it'll melt real, and be fake as a motherfucker, man. He had the coldest recipe. And one time, I was doing bad and sold Scrappy a bunch of that bullshit. But anyway, to the story. So, I ended up getting into some trouble, of course, before I ended up going to prison in Vegas. That was my first time going to prison. And while I was fighting the case, I was able to be out on house arrest for a very short time. And it's crazy because I had to get one of my chicks from another city to come to Vegas and get a spot for me to even get house arrest too. So she ended up getting, she had to do it really quick. And she didn't really know what she was doing because she's from another city. So she ended up getting a spot on Fremont. Just so happened to be at one of my old stomping grounds, a hotel I used to hustle at. It's crazy because I never forget the night that the police took me from the jail with my house arrest monitor set up and shit and drove me to the new address so I could be set up my house arrest monitors and shit. I never forget, they had the address and she hadn't really gave me the address yet. So, they had to approve it. So they went over there and approved it and all that shit before they even came and got me out the cell. And I'm finding out, late where I'm going, but we went down Fremont. I'm like, what the fuck? This girl done got a spot on the month. So she got a spot on 15th of Fremont, man. across the street from what used to be the South Coast. I know Fremont done changed a lot. I don't know what's going on with it now, but back then, that was one hell of a corner. You hear me? I'm talking about all those hotels up and down was cracking. That's back when all the money was in Vegas. So as they was pulling up, they pull up out front. They get me out the car. And this spot is so hot. And I'm so known in this spot. You know, they in an unmarked car, the house arrest cops. So they get me out the car. You know, they got on plain clothes. I had a junkie literally run up while I was standing with them. Talking about, hey, I got $30. What's up with you, Gotti? When you get out, bro? I got $30. I'm like, and the the house arrest officers, they pull out their little badges out their neck. They're like, we're fucking cops, idiot. Dude's like, oh shit. He took off, right? But can you believe that? However, my unit is downstairs around the back, which is in the alley. And you know, it's a lot of activity on the alley because the other side, the opposite side, would be on Fremont. And then you got the east side of this complex that would be on 15th. So just imagine, behind all of that is the alley, right? A lot of traffic through there. So if you lucky enough to live on that back alley, you can get a lot of shit done. And it's dark. The sun had already went down when they dropped me off there, so I don't really know who's here, who's what. I just cannot believe this bitch got a spot at this place. I think it was called the Sunflower at the time. I don't remember. Don't even get me making up shit because they changed them so much. However, what a night. I go in, I'm happy to see her and everything, whatever. I can't wait. And I had been in jail probably 9 months fighting this particular case until I was even able to maneuver house arrest. And the house arrest was until final sentencing because I took a deal. So 9 months I sat in the county fighting this case. And I think my final sentencing date is probably 3 months away. So I get to be on house arrest for that 3 months and enjoying freedom before I know I'm going to get sent to prison, which is another story. Hopefully I'll pull it out the bag, how that went. So long story short, I'm looking forward to waking up the next morning because at the time on house arrest, you could, you got like from 6 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon or something like that to where you could get permission to go job searching. And if you're on the watch, that's your chance to get out and about. Like I said, I've been locked up for 9 months. I was looking forward to getting out and running around, seeing what's out there, what's going on. So the next day I come out. The first thing I notice is who's all over here. A few people I know, a few people I don't know, some old homies. But then here comes this Blazer, Chevy Blazer, sitting on these switches. And so I'm stopping before I cross the street like, that motherfucker's clean, you know what I'm saying? When it pulls up, the windows are down, it's the white boy, Aaron, Scrappy. He's like, God, what's up? Hell no. He jumps out, runs over, he hugs me and shit, because I ain't seen this nigga since 97, 98. It is now at least 2001, maybe even 2002, while I'm on this house arrest, if I ain't mistaken, 2002. So it's been quite a bit of time that's passed since I last seen him, man. I've kept up with him a little bit because he's dating this ex-chick that I used to mess with, and she's best friends with like my best friend's baby mama. So you still get to hear about what's going on and, you know, where they at and what they doing. However, he done got his hands on that bag. And these days, he's really eating, you know what I'm saying? So he's looking good. He get out, got all this gold on, and Blazer hitting switches. And he's like, I got a few more cars. Remember, I was always the car king. So most people who associated with me would be excited to show me their cars or the fact they got shit because they know I'm into that type of shit, right? Long story short, we lock it in, exchange numbers. He's like, man, whatever you need, I got it. Nigga, I'm him now. I'm Mr. Him. And I had looked out for him for many years. So he felt obligated and honored to return the favor if I needed anything. And I'm like, man, I'm on the watch. I'm on house arrest. And the case I was on house arrest for had went public, made the news and shit. So a lot of people were shocked to even see me again. And they was like, damn, man, final sentence and I'm going to prison, but I'm on the watch until then. So I'm telling him, I'm trying to keep my nose clean for real, man. But you know, one thing turns to another, nigga needs some money, I'll let you know. However, long story short, he looked out. He was solid over the, next few days to a week or whatever. So about 2 weeks later, now that that's out, let me get to the point. The routine's the same. Me and my chick would get up about 5 in the morning, get dressed, and then we'll, the way it worked is you call the house arrest place, and you fucking get the permission for them to, I guess, electronically okay you to leave the house for your job search or whatever. So we would leave out around 6 a.m. and be back by 2, whether I was looking for jobs or just running around taking care of whatever errands. You just had to be able to come back with some proof of you put in some applications. So we about to walk out the door. Remember, it's like 6 in the morning, It's that one vibe when it's early in the morning, So we on the bottom floor. Scrappy lives on the 3rd floor on the same side with me, but upstairs a little adjacent, The chick, remember, he's now in a serious relationship with one of my exes, and I think they got about 3 kids since the 90s, when she was mine. So, however, as we come out the door, I step out the door first. You know how chicks be taking all day and shit. I'm like, come on, hurry up. She's finishing up, whatever. So I notice this little baby walking towards me with this sandwich baggie. It's a Ziploc joint, the big baggie, right? And I see clear as day there's a lot of white shit in that bag. I'm like, what's a little fucking weekly, weekly kid. We call them weeklies, those little efficiency 1-bedroom studio hotel / apartments that you can pay weekly. It's like the projects outside of the projects, and every state has them. So if you one of them children that grew up there and that's the life you live, you're a weekly child. And the little kids that run around playing, we call them weekly kids. That's some weekly kids. So I'm like, look at this little weekly kid coming, little baby with a long shirt on. I'm talking about this baby had to be about 1 or 2 years old though. But that's normal. They always run around unattended. Barefooted, dirty as fuck, hair all over her head. You could tell it was a little mixed little baby. My apologies, everybody, to the little hiccup right there, man. My storage ran out, and this is how it goes sometimes, these stories. Anyway, so yeah, the little baby's approaching, man, and I'm noticing the little mixed baby, a little dirty little. You can tell this child shouldn't be at the crib at all this early in the morning, alone by herself, little girl. And like I said, she had a Ziploc bag and a big freezer bag and joint. And she's eating something out of it, man. And it's full of white shit. And from the distance at first, I'm trying to take it all in at once because this is a crazy thing to experience. Like, where's the parent? Is she okay? Where's her shoes? And what is she eating? Is that like some bread? Some, cookies, cakes on the, she steady coming that way. And she's getting closer. I'm zeroing in on that bag, I'm like, baby, come here. So as the little kid's getting close to me, I'm standing in the doorway basically in my crib. My chick, she's just finishing up. She's about to come out. I'm like, baby, look. What she got? She's like, hey, baby. And remember, my homeboy, Scrappy, the white boy, since, he knows I'm here now. I know he's there now. We had an introduction because my chick's from another state, so she ain't never meet him. She just heard stories about him when, like, I'm telling these stories now, and everybody's always heard my stories. And anytime somebody travels with me, they get to really meet the people that I've told stories about and hear their versions of the story. Like, damn, that boy, he was telling the truth. So, however, his chick and my chick done talked or whatever, so we aware of whose child this is at this point as it's getting closer. And really, I didn't know. But my girl was like, that's your homeboy's daughter. I'm like, oh, it is? She's like, oh, get that bag. So the little girl's about to go up the steps because the stair rail, like right before our apartment was the last one downstairs. A few feet towards where the little girl is where the stairs starts to go back upstairs. She was about to head back up them steps. So she's like, oh my God, get that bag. No, that's dope. I zero in on the bag. You got to be fucking shitting me. I run over, I grab the little girl's hand. I'm like, let me see. She got this little girl got about a half ounce in her hand. Just about a half ounce chunk. I'm taking it out of her hand. I take the bag. I kid you not. This bag had at least a quarter kick in that motherfucker. It was about 9 ounces in that motherfucker. Hard, straight hard, white, solid. And this little girl been, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I'm like, man, give me that bag. I'm looking at the bag. What the fuck? Man, I roll it up the best way I can. I hand it to my girl. She's like, oh shit, that's your homeboy. That little baby that got in the shit. Where the fuck is he at? Where is he at? She's going off. I'm like, hold on, shut up. Go put that dope up. Go put that work up. That's what you do. So I'm like, come on, baby, come on. So my girl takes the work back in the crib. I'm taking the little girl. We heading upstairs. As we going up the stairs, an ounce right there, a quarter right there. I'm talking about follow the drip looking ass. It's a trail of work. Man, it's a trail of that work leading all the way back to that. So this baby done been walking around with this shit all motherfucking morning damn near probably. Who knows how long, right? Long story short, we make it all the way back to the door. The door's a little ajar. And I'm like, man, Scrappy, I'm banging on the doors, kind of opening up. Now he had about, I want to say 2 or 3 kids, because the other little kids, one of them still asleep. The other one's playing in some shit they shouldn't be playing in either. It ain't no dope or nothing, but they just fucking around in the kitchen and shit. You know, these babies is up. And it's one of them studio apartments, so as soon as you walk in, there's the bed, and then, you know, the TV and some dressers, and then as you see the kitchen, it's a kitchenette, it's a little kitchen and a little bathroom. So as soon as you walk in, they on the bed, knock. My homeboy and this chick on the bed, knock, they out. And, you know, they be popping pills and shit and drinking syrup. Who knows? It was a long night, man. They out. So as soon as I walk in, I'm taking it all in. There's money all on the table. There's fucking shit everywhere. Guns laying around, man. He got a gun by the bed, a gun in the bed. So I'm trying to be cautious how I wake him up, because I don't want to startle him when he get up and, you know, not realizing who I am. But I'm like, Scrappy. But I'm looking around. So all the money is on the table. I noticed a shoebox right there. And the shoebox, I lift the little tip of it open, full of cash. But I'm gonna keep it 100. I took some cash off the table. Man, it had to be a couple bands on the table. I know I took about 500-600 just real quick. I feel like, you owe me this shit, nigga. I'm saving your ass right now. I'm saving your baby life right now, nigga. I deserve this, nigga. Gimme. So yeah, I cuff a couple dollars while I'm, you know, approaching, and I pick the baby up, put it in my arms. Therefore, if you do wake up on some delirious shit, I got your child. Don't shoot over this way, nigga. So I grab a couple dollars, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey, Scrappy. The fact that I was able to make it that close to the bed, I went ahead and grabbed the strap that was on the bed and moved it out the way, set it on the goddamn bedside table. So I kicked the bed, it moves, the bitch is starting to wake up. She's like, babe. She's waking him up. He's like, I'm groggy and shit, I got the baby. He's like, what's up? He looks, he noticed. He's like, what's up, Gotti? What's up? I do that quick. Nigga, what the fuck's wrong with you? By this time, my chick is at the door. She's coming in too. Oh, y'all got this shit fucked up. Because the shit's disgusting in here, honestly. It's a horrible mess up in this joint. And I'm like, man, this baby walking down the goddamn sidewalk eating dope. Now, it's still dope. I forgot to mention, like I said, it's a trail of it. Little drops and little rocks and crumbs and solid chunks all the way to the door. After I gave my girl the bag of work, the rest of that work, I collected it and headed up there with that. So I'm showing him that also. I'm like, look at this, nigga, this baby walking around eating dope. Nigga, you need to call an ambulance right now immediately. This baby done, I don't know how much she done ate. Nigga, get up. The fuck's wrong with you, nigga? Remember, I'm like a big homie to him. So he jumps right in, he getting, what the fuck y'all doing? He starts going off on Shorty, his girl. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but he used to beat her ass. That's one thing we didn't respect about that whole relationship. He used to beat her ass, and as that being a black woman, not because it was my ex, but because that's a black woman and this white dude beating her ass. Y'all call it what you want. He call all kind of niggas and shit when he mad. He bust her up. I'm talking about be beating her like that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. It just didn't sit well with me. But anyway, this is before I even knew he was doing that. But he's going off on her. Bitch, what the fuck you let these kids? Why you ain't up? She's like, I was asleep. I'm like, nigga, chill out. Nigga, what the fuck's wrong with you niggas? Everybody's responsibility. It's like, man, she be opening the door, man. The baby, she be unlocking that door, walking out the door. She does it all the time. And this bitch knows better than not to. I'm like, nigga, chill out, nigga. Fuck that. Get this baby some help. Get this baby to a doctor, to a hospital, nigga. Do something. It's just too much going on right now, nigga. You got this motherfucking child. Man, it was a crazy-ass motherfucking morning. And never, I ended up heading on out. He knows I'm on the watch and my time is limited. And I'm like, nigga, I done already signed out. Plus, I can't be around none of this shit. My house arrest officers come whenever they want and check shit. Nigga, I just ain't got time for this shit, nigga. I gotta go. They jump up, they rush the baby to the hospital, which makes sense. They ain't want no ambulance showing up there. I go on about my day. So that was that part. And what's funny is never did he mention anything that was missing. Like I said, that boy had that bag, so I don't know if he even realized about the little money I grabbed or that nigga, I'm not exaggerating when I say about 9 or 10 ounces was in that Ziploc bag. We came up off of that. And that's another story. So we started grinding while I was on house arrest. I had a great life on house arrest. We started balling off of that boy's bag. And to be honest with you, he never questioned. He never brought up, man, I'm missing this or I'm missing that. He just never brought that up ever. You know what I'm saying? So that was that. Then let me fast forward about a month and a half later. So off of that bag, we blew up. We grinded so hard that we was like, we're ready to move out of this little weak-ass Studio Weekly shit and get us a real apartment. Because I'm like, there's a thin chance I could get probation on this charge, a final sentence, and then not go to prison. But it's more than likely I'm going to prison on this. That's another story. It was, a high-profile case. So I'm thinking this is my only little free time. However, I'm going to make sure I got everything situated for if I do go down. I got some money put up. I got a crib, my chick. I got, everything stationed and secure and stable while I'm gone. So we moved from over there. And we kept that little spot to trap out of every day. So we moved, though, to a real apartment, a real little nice apartment on the other side of town. And therefore, house arrest switched to over there. So no longer did they pull up at that little spot. So I would still do the same thing, sign out every morning like I'm going job hunting or whatever. And really, I go hang out down there on the block and trap out that motherfucking spot. And I ain't have to worry about 12 pulling up on me because they didn't know that I was still doing anything out there. And something crazy happened right there, too, just to throw it in there. I mean, one time, we in there with work everywhere and shit, me and my chick. SWAT hits the door. They about 100 deep. SWAT masks, rifles and shit. We're like, what the fuck? She runs in the bathroom with all the work and shit. I open the door. These motherfuckers served me child support papers. It was an old case. At this point, I don't, But they served me child support papers. I'm like, y'all really came? They didn't come in searching nothing. They just wanted to give me the papers. I said, y'all really came like this to serve a motherfucker some child support papers? They was like, well, you're on house arrest for a very violent crime, and this is, according to your record, you're kind of a dangerous person. This is how we take precaution. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. But anyway, so a couple months later, I'm at my crib, on the legit crib, right? And now I got more work than Scrappy, you get me? So there's times he hits me for work, you know what I'm saying? There's times I hit him for work, it varies. But this particular time, he calls me and asks me, can I slide out? Because, and he'll start hanging with this group of dudes, man. These niggas who was no good. Like, they was some shiesty, little scandalous. I don't even know these niggas, don't know nothing about them. Remember, me and this dude kind of grew up together. We got a history together. And he's got we have a circle. This is a whole completely new circle. I don't know these guys. This is a part of his new balling life, right? So I don't really kick it with him like that anymore. So if I come around and he got this new group around, I shakes. I don't like them. They give me dirty looks. They give me bad vibes. I don't trust these niggas. One day he talking about a bag. You know, I bring a bag back because he claims he's trying to, you know, cop this bag. When I pull up, I go up in his crib. My chick would always be with me, and she'd always have that thing on her. And we go into that crib. He got about 5 niggas sitting there I ain't never seen in my life, right? And he's at the table. He got all this money out. He got like bands out. He's counting money. He got dope all on the table, and his kids is running around. At the time, his chick is working a job. She's not even there. And I'm like, just taking in the scene. Like, who's all these niggas? And why are you so sloppy? Why would you have this much money out and dope out in front of these niggas? You don't even know these niggas. And they looking all silly, man. They look shiesty as hell. So I come in with the, you know, specific bag of whatever that, you know, he asked me to bring, and which is a different substance than the substance he had out. And he's like, let me see. So one of the niggas just runs over as soon as I put it on the table. Here, let me see it. Let me see it. Checking it out and shit, weighing it and shit. Man, that ain't that shit, man. I'm like, what are you talking about? That ain't that shit, nigga. That is that shit. Man, nigga, that shit, nigga. He's basically talking to me like I'm a peon. And I got a lot of respect in my circles, man. All my circles in all the states I be in. So it's just not normal for no nigga to, like, you don't even know me. That's why you think it's okay to even talk in that tone to me, right? And I'm looking at this nigga Scrappy like, nigga, who's this nigga? You better check this nigga. But shit go down, you know what I'm saying? And Scrappy kind of, no, he's cool. He's telling him I'm cool and telling me he's cool. And he's like, no, and the dude starts saying, I don't want it. So then I realized, oh, it's for him. You know, Scrappy, you making me bring something to you on a player price that I would give to you because I fuck with you. Turns out it ain't even for you. It's for some nigga I don't even know. And you know I don't get down like it. You know I don't get down like it. You know I don't even like walking in a room with a bunch of niggas I don't know. I would have never came if I knew these niggas was in here. And even my chick know how I operate. So she's doing that one look like she's ready. And I'm like, bro, what's going on, my nigga? You said, oh, no. He's like, I don't want it. So we don't play that. That's the number one rule. You don't have no nigga bring nothing and you talking about you ain't getting it or you don't want it, nigga. I'd be down if I ride back with this nigga. Somebody gonna get it. So my Scrappy was like, oh, y'all chill. Because at this point, me and the niggas kind of having words. His boys is kind of starting to get up like, what's up? And it's a weird, man. It was a crazy little move. And these are some dangerous niggas. You gonna find out later. So finally, Scrappy trying to just kill it all. He's like, hey, look here, I'm gonna get it. I'll just get it. Don't worry about it. And he's telling Scrappy, man, you better check your nigga. I'm like, check me, nigga. You check me, nigga. Nigga, you check me, nigga. Since I'm supposed to be checked, nigga, you check me, nigga. And Scrappy trying to break, nah, man, y'all cool, man. This is my dude. He's telling them that I'm his boy. He's telling me that's his boy, man. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Cash me out so I can Rolando, nigga. Cash me out so I can get up out of here so I can roll, nigga. So he give me the little money, and then I dip. And he's walking me, you know, back to my car. He's like, man, it's all good. I know how you are, man. I know how you are, and I don't want to see you flashing. And them niggas, they strapped, and I don't want them to flash. I'm like, bro, what is wrong with you, bro? You got them babies up in there, nigga. You know, and then you got all your money out and shit. Oh, no, them was my boys, man. My boy, I trust them. I'm like, bro, you tripping, bro. You moving real sloppy lately, man. Like, I don't know what's up with you, bro. I can't move like that. Don't ever hit me again to do nothing with me. I don't give a fuck if it's business or play chess, nigga. And you got niggas in your shit, nigga. He's like, oh, that's my bad, guy. I won't do that no more. So I dips, right? That was crazy. So about 3 days later, man. I never forget it. I'm sitting on my goddamn couch playing a PlayStation. And I get a phone call. And it's somebody that lives in them apartments down in a trap spot. And they're like, gotta get down here, man. Your boy's dead. Them babies is in there. They're frantic. They're, you know, frantic. You hear chaos in the background. I'm like, what? And when I answered the phone, I answered on speakerphone. So my chick heard everything, and my homeboy was over. One of my homeboys was over there with me. So it's my chick and my homeboy. So I'm like, what the hell? What are you talking about? What you, man, your boy Scrappy, he got shot up, man. And then hurry up, the door's wide open, them kids is just, I'm like, what? Oh, hell no, that's crazy work. So I don't even call house arrest or nothing. I just leave that motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. So I tell my chick, she come on, my nigga, we hop in the whip. I slides out that motherfucker, man. It's probably about 10 minutes away, right? As I'm arriving, you see ambulance and police everywhere, motherfuckers. It's like they're arriving at the same time, too. So, parking the parking lot, man, I start heading up the steps, man. Ambulance and police is rushing past me because these are apartments, the doors sit on the outside. They're not like enclosed apartments. So you can see everybody's door, you know, from the outside. I noticed his door's wide open. The first thing I noticed is his kids is all crying and standing outside and shit. So, man, I get up them steps. I'm telling them, they're like, who are you? You can't go by. I'm like, man, I got to get them. That's my little niece and nephews right there, man. That's my little nieces and nephews. They're like, you know the victim? And it's like about 20 people out right now. And everybody's chaos. They trying to get to understand. I'm like, yeah, them is my... So they kind of let me go to the baby, man. The first little baby I grabbed, covered in blood. So I'm like, oh shit, they rushing in. And I can see him laying on the floor and they trying to push me back. And the other little kids crying for my girl, you know, I guess just seeing a familiar face. And then as I'm looking in there, the oldest is right there hugged on the body. They trying to move the kid off of the body so that they can, I guess, assess or check it out. I'm watching that in my periphery at the same time, listening, watching, taking in everything and peeping, you know, it's pure chaos, right? So I'm like, come on. My chick is trying to get the other kids to come here. So I'm holding the baby like away from me, not to get the blood on me, but I'm trying to also see, is the baby hurt? So one of the paramedics grabbed the baby from me. Let me see, is she hurt? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, who? These are you know him? You know them? And it's also some other neighbors who knew Scrappy, who's right there claiming to be family or close friends. So they trying to say, well, who's who? And I'm like, man, bring them babies over here, man. They're like, well, we got to check out. They pumping on his chest and shit. My girl finally got that other baby. But just seeing that baby clinging to that man, he dead. That man was dead. He was already gone, man. They pronounced him right there while we was right there. And they start saying, it's a crime scene. Everybody out. Everybody get back. Nobody touch nothing. This is a crime scene. Police, a whole nother group of police are storming the goddamn building. They rushing up there, blowing everybody out the way and shit. They start bringing the yellow tape, pushing us out, trying to question motherfuckers and shit. Man, it was a horrible scene, man. Somebody robbed him, man. Somebody robbed him, man, and killed him, man. So as I'm looking around, you know, the crowd and the crowd is full of familiar faces, strange faces. You know, you're noticing some things, you know what I'm saying? So I noticed at least one or two, I think at least two of them niggas that was up there that day, them shiesty niggas, I noticed at least two of them in the crowd. So I'm looking, I'm trying to piece everything together, and then I got a bunch of, you know, the junkies from over there, the homies from over there trying to holler at me, hey, God, let me tell you. So I'm like, what's going on? You know, nobody want to talk around the police. That's one thing we didn't do. We didn't give no information, so motherfuckers is trying to get me away from the cops so they can give me the info that they got. Then the cops are saying, you don't leave. We need to talk to you. Talk to me for what? You don't need to talk to me about a motherfucking thing. And I'm on house arrest. I don't even need to, you know, to be over there. I ain't even supposed to be out. But they was like, what did you witness? Was you here? I'm like, nah, I wasn't here. A neighbor called me and told me what happened. I rushed over here. I came as y'all came. Y'all was already here when I got here. I don't know a motherfucking thing. Well, where's the parent? I was like, my chick is trying to call the baby mama, which is, you know, Scrappy's baby mama, my ex, his girl, however you want to word it. She was working at a Family Dollar. Of course, my girl done took her to work a couple times, picked up a couple times. My girl kind of jigging since, you know, I've been out. So while this is going on, she's on the phone with that family dollar trying to get in touch with her and tell her what's going on. And so I'm telling the cop, well, she's calling the mother right now. They're like, well, you're not the parent, are you the kid? I'm like, nah, but we gonna keep the kids safe right here until the parent get here. You know what I'm saying? It was just a crazy, I'm talking about, it was nuts, right? So as I get back down to my car, man, motherfuckers run up to me telling me, you know, the one niggas, they set him up, they robbed him, man. They set him up, they robbed him. I'm like, who? They start describing dudes, because the names they dropping, I don't know these names. They start describing, they basically described every one of them niggas that was in there that day. And they was like, yeah, they set him up cold, man, and he shot back. That's the thing. That's why his body was laying kind of out of the bathroom. And the way the story was told to me, it makes sense. They was like, the dudes kicked in his door, they started shooting. He ducked into the bathroom and was shooting back. They was shooting, but there was too many of them. They ended up, them shots was hitting him. And, he collapsed right there, and they rushed in, took all the shit, and they dipped. And they tell him, from over there, they over there, and they pointing to different other little hotels and trap spots where the niggas ran to. And I was like, what? Them niggas, I told him them niggas wasn't shit, man. I told him them niggas was shiesty as a motherfucker, man. And they end up catching all of them. I'm talking about fast, like probably the same night, if not the next day. They caught all them niggas. So I guess justice was served, but them babies lost a father, man. I lost a friend. His chick, she lost a man, a baby daddy, and it was a horrific situation because I hadn't seen that dude in a while. And one thing about him being the white boy in the group, he was always trying to prove himself to niggas. He spent his whole life being the hip white boy trying to prove himself to the black, clique that he wanted to hang around. And we used to tell him all the time, man, you ain't got to prove shit, man. Just be yourself. You already accepted. And that's one thing I'm going to throw out there, especially with, like, all of these cases going on in the news right now with the little black boy who just was found dead on the lake with the white boys. With all of these cases, it seemed like when this one white guy that hangs with all the blacks, or one white chick that hangs with all the blacks, man, nothing happens to them. We protect them, man. They covered, man. They get the ghetto pass, man. They in there. Better not touch them. But it seems like when it's the other way around, when it's one black man or one black woman with a different race or whatever, it seems like somehow y'all don't protect us the same, man. I know that's off topic and off story, and I really don't want to get deep into that. But it's just, we used to explain to him, we used to embrace him and have his back, and he ain't have nothing to worry about, and we protected him. But him going out of his way trying to prove too much, because when you mix the dope game into this, nobody's safe. So whoever these guys was, man, they snaked him, and they took out a good little dude because he had a big heart. So get in the comments, man. Tell me what y'all think, man. That was the story about Scrappy, my homeboy Scrappy. White boy Scrappy, they called him. Not many knew him by his real name, Aaron, but he was a solid dude, man. Rest in peace, Scrappy, man. I hope them babies and everybody's good, because, this was 30 years ago, maybe, man. Who knows, how everything played out after that. I just know that they end up catching the cats or whatever, and unfortunately, you can't bring him back. But that's all for today, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that story, man. Shout out to everybody who was involved in that story. If you was in that story and you remember, man, shout out to you. So y'all tap in, man, when I come with another one, man. This has been another one of my Reminiscing with Kurt true story episodes. This is the second one I dropped, man. I'm going to be bringing you another one, man. But hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. And definitely leave a comment for me, man. For now, I'm gone.